So you finally decided to stop chasing, to value yourself, to stop being the guy who begs for scraps of attention. And do you know what happens when you do that? The game changes. Suddenly, you're no longer that open book, easy to read, and you become the mystery she simply can't decipher. And guess what? The power that once seemed completely in her hands now shifts to you. But here comes the burning question. What goes on in her mind when she realizes this change? How does she deal with your absence, with the lack of that affection she had gotten used to receiving? And most importantly, what does this reveal about who she really is? Today, we're diving deep into the female psyche to uncover the reactions of a woman when you finally decide to truly value yourself. Get ready, because what you discover here will turn your world upside down and forever change the way you see relationships. So, let's get straight to the point. Number 1, she feels lonely. In the first few days after you finally decide to step back, if this woman truly valued you at all, she will start to feel that endless void. Because until then, she was used to your constant presence, with your tireless effort to win her attention. Every laugh shared, every deep conversation, even the silence between you two, it was all part of her routine. But now suddenly you're gone, and what's left is a huge gap and growing uncertainty. And then comes the panic. She will try to understand what the hell happened. She will feel the need to reach out, to find out why you, who were always there, just vanished. She might even ask you to come back, but time seems to drag on while she waits for a reply that, guess what, will never come. Her heart pounds, not with love, but with anxiety, as her mind becomes a hurricane of thoughts and fears about what might have happened. Now be careful, because often this urge to contact you might be pure curiosity, not genuine interest. It's easy to tell the difference. A woman who truly misses you will show it, even in subtle ways. But one who just wants to satisfy her curiosity, she'll send you a message just to see what's going on, without any real emotion behind it. And her nights? Oh, those will be long and lonely. She will lie down, but sleep won't come. She'll stare at the ceiling, thinking about how to fill that void only your presence could fill. Every sound, every movement in the shadows will make her heart skip, hoping you'll return. But reality is harsh, and your absence merciless. She finds herself alone, facing the uncertainty and the fear that maybe, just maybe, she's lost you forever. And then, my friend, the game changes. Number 2, she might play tactics on you. So you finally pulled away and now she's feeling the discomfort. But do you think she's going to stay quiet? Not a chance! She's going to start pulling strings, weaving a web of tests and traps, all to figure out what you're up to. Are you with someone else? Have you lost interest in her for good? To find out, she'll start with those seemingly innocent questions, or worse, try to get close again, suddenly all affectionate and full of interest. But don't be fooled. Behind that smile is a storm of turbulent emotions. She's torn between the desperate hope that things will go back to the way they were and the fear that her darkest suspicions will be confirmed. Every move you make, every word you say, is scrutinized under a microscope. She's hunting for any sign that you're with someone else or that you've simply grown tired of chasing her. And here, my friend, is where the game gets dangerous. Because honestly, the temptation to give in can be brutal. Those eyes of hers, reflecting the pain of your absence, can be a low blow. But listen carefully, giving in now is a fatal mistake. If you give in to the pressure, everything you've achieved so far goes down the drain. You lose your dignity, your self-respect, and worse, you're back to square one, chasing after her again. So hold firm. If you've decided to step back and stop being the puppy dog running after her, stick to that decision until the end. Don't give in unless she shows truly that she deserves your attention and affection. And be smart. Let her do the heavy lifting while you observe. Because if she wins your attention back too easily, guess what? she might go back to treating you with that same indifference that made you pull away in the first place. The pain of waiting, of keeping silent, can be intense, but believe me, it's much better than lowering yourself to a relationship full of manipulations and emotional games. Preserve your dignity, your self-esteem, and make her understand that if she wants you back, she's going to have to earn it. Don't fall for the siren's call. Stay firm and show that the power is now in your hands. Number 3, she watches you from afar. Now let's talk about the silent spy. Yes, instead of stepping up and clearing things up, this woman might choose to watch you from a distance, like a shadow in your life. She won't send you a message, she won't call, but believe me, she's keeping an eye on your every move. She'll monitor you on social media, frequent the same places you go, and subtly try to figure out what's going on in your life. While she does this, her mind is a battlefield. Every post you make, every photo, becomes a puzzle to be solved. And to try and catch your attention without breaking the silence, she starts interacting subtly, liking your posts, reacting to your stories, maybe even commenting here and there. All of this to see if you'll take the bait and do what she expects. Break the silence and start chasing again. But here's the trick. Don't fall for it. If you decided to keep zero contact, stay firm in that position. Because if she really wanted to send you a message or clear things up, she would do so directly. But instead, she prefers these games, trying to make you give in to the temptation of getting in touch. So the best thing you can do? Nothing. Stay strong in zero contact. Patience is your greatest ally here. Let her stew in her own curiosity. Let her see that these games have no effect on you. Because in your calm, in your silence, you'll discover what her true feelings and intentions are. And in the end, she'll realize that if she wants something real, she'll have to be honest and direct. But until that happens, the power remains in your hands. Stay firm and show that you're not willing to play these childish games. Because at the end of the day, the one who stays in control is the one who has the strength not to give in. Number 4, she shows indifference. Now let's face the harsh reality. Zero contact is not a magic formula that will make every woman chase after you. Sometimes what you'll encounter is indifference. And this, my friend, is a sign you need to pay close attention to. Because if this woman doesn't care about your absence, if she doesn't move a muscle to try to understand what's going on, then the harsh truth is that she simply isn't interested in you. Don't fool yourself into thinking that your withdrawal will automatically guarantee her return. A woman will only seek you out if there's genuine interest, if there's something of real value between you. And if she shows no concern, no curiosity, or even a hint of care about what happened, it's the biggest sign that you're in a one-sided relationship. And honestly, there's nothing more exhausting and disrespectful than that. When you insist on someone who only gives you half attention, you're basically signing a certificate of self-disrespect. And here's a harsh truth. Women pick up on that. When a woman sees that you don't respect yourself, that you settle for crumbs, she's not going to respect you either. And let's be honest, a woman will never love or respect a man she considers weak. And if she sees you as weak, it's over. Because respect and love won't flourish in that barren land. So what do? Respect yourself enough to know when to turn your back and move on. Don't stand there waiting for a woman who treats you with indifference, who plays with your feelings as if you were insignificant. You deserve more, much more. You deserve to be treated with dignity, with respect, with the kind of consideration that only comes from genuine interest. And don't forget, don't accept less than you deserve. Relationships are about mutual respect, genuine interest, and a true connection. If she's not showing that, you shouldn't be the one waiting. You should be the one walking away and finding someone who truly sees your value. Because in the end, those who truly respect themselves don't settle for less. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get inside that woman's mind and make her act the way you want, seeking you out and thinking only about you, read the digital book in the description of this video. After reading it, You will learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect this woman and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. Number 5. She tries to make you jealous. We've reached the point where the game gets dirty. When a woman realizes that you finally stopped chasing, that you've decided to value yourself and pull away, the most common and predictable reaction is to try to mess with your head by provoking jealousy. And how does she do that?
In the most obvious and childish way possible. She starts posting pictures and stories on social media with other guys, always with that exaggerated smile, as if she's living her best life without you.
But let's face it, that forced smile is pure acting. The message she's trying to send is clear. Look how happy I am without you. I don't even miss you. But if you pay attention, you'll see it's all a cheap act. A psychological trick to destabilize you, to make you doubt your decision to walk away, and maybe even make you start chasing her again. She wants you to see these posts, to feel the sting, and in the heat of the moment, do exactly what she wants. Send a message, call, anything that shows you're still hooked on her. But it doesn't stop there. If she's really determined to throw you off, she might start showing up at the places you used to go together. But now she's not alone. She's with other people, especially someone she knows will trigger that feeling of insecurity in you. The goal here is to make you feel threatened, to make you think you're losing her for good, and thus force you to act impulsively, undoing all the effort you made to pull away and value yourself. Now here's the crucial point. Don't fall into this trap. These jealousy-provoking tactics are childish, petty, and frankly beneath someone who respects themselves. If a woman is willing to resort to these games, it only shows how immature she is and how unprepared she is for a real, mature, and healthy relationship. Jealousy games might work on teenagers, but you, as a man who values himself, need to see beyond that. The best response you can give to these cheap tricks? Completely ignore them. Stay firm in your decision to walk away, and don't let these silly provocations affect you. If you give in now, you'll be throwing away all the self-respect you've regained. Showing that you're unshakable, that these tricks don't affect you, is the biggest blow you can strike back. And the truth is, by ignoring these games, you're showing that you're far above that. You're asserting that you don't need to fall for provocations to know your worth. Because in the end, if someone needs to resort to these cheap tactics to try to hold on to you, it's already clear that this person doesn't deserve your effort, your time, or your attention. So, my friend, stay strong. Move forward with your head held high, and don't look back. Let her play alone, because you're on a different level. You know what you deserve, and it's not this kind of cheap manipulation. Don't fall for it. Don't give in, and show the world and her that you're much more than that. Number 6. She may feel confused and insecure. When you finally decide to stop chasing, it's like throwing a stone into the calm lake of her life. Suddenly, that woman who was used to your constant attention, to you always being there, available, starts to feel confused, lost. The absence of your presence, which once seemed guaranteed, now leaves her disoriented. And then the avalanche of questions begins. What did I do wrong? Was it something I said? Did I push him away? This insecurity that arises is powerful. She starts to review every detail, every conversation, every moment, trying to understand where things went wrong. And in this process, she might start reconsidering her own attitudes and feelings. Suddenly, what seemed so certain, that you would always be there chasing, is no longer a certainty. She realizes the void your absence left, and that's when the realization starts to hit. Maybe, just maybe, you're more important to her than she was willing to admit. This state of confusion might make her try to get closer to you, but now in a different, more cautious way. She's walking on eggshells, trying to understand what she really feels without making a wrong move. But be careful. This confusion can also trigger unpredictable and impulsive behavior. She might oscillate between getting close to you and pulling away again, creating an endless cycle of uncertainties. This is where you need to maintain your clarity and, above all, your position. Don't let yourself be swayed by her emotional swings. If she truly values the relationship, she needs to show it consistently, without games, without manipulation. Because in the end, you're not here to play cat and mouse. If she wants you back, it should be with the same clarity and confidence you show when pulling away. These swings in behavior, this whole confusion, are proof that she's dealing with the reality that you're no longer the guy who keeps chasing. And this can be a shock for her. But it's precisely at this moment that you need to stay firm, not allowing yourself to get caught up in the cycle of uncertainties she might try to create. Because in the end, if she truly values what you have, she will have to prove it in a way that goes beyond confusion and insecurity. She needs to come to you with clarity, decisiveness, no beating around the bush. And if it's not like that, then maybe she's still not ready for what you have to offer. And you, my friend, deserve nothing less than that. Stay strong, stay focused, and don't let her uncertainty shake the clarity you finally achieved. Number 7, she might try to win back your attention. When a woman realizes that the attention she once took for granted has finally slipped through her fingers, that's when the game truly changes. Suddenly, she switches into reconquest mode, and you can expect anything. She'll start moving, doing whatever it takes to bring you back to the position of the one who's chasing. She might radically change her appearance, become sweeter, more affectionate, and suddenly show herself extremely available and interested. She'll start complimenting you more, doing those things she knows you like, and even apologizing for past behaviors. All in a desperate attempt to win back your attention, to pull you back into the game where she was in control. But here's the crucial point. You need to analyze these actions very carefully. Because these attempts aren't always genuine or long-lasting. Sometimes it's just her ego speaking, wanting to be sure she still has some control over you. She wants to know if she can still pull you back whenever she wants. And if you fall for this without thinking, you risk getting caught in a vicious cycle where nothing really changes. So, observe. See if her changes are consistent, if they truly reflect a change in behavior, or if it's just a temporary attempt at manipulation. It's easy to be swayed by sweet words and grand gestures, but the real test lies in consistency over time. Don't be taken in by a momentary show that leads nowhere. If, after a while, she really shows that she's changed, that she's willing to invest in the relationship in a healthy and mature way, then maybe it's worth reconsidering. But remember one thing. Your dignity and self-respect always come first. Don't let yourself be seduced by superficial gestures that might mask her true intentions. The key here is not to rush. Let her prove, with consistent and lasting actions, that she's truly willing to change. And only then, if you feel it's the right thing to do, consider giving it another chance. But do it with your eyes wide open and with the certainty that you're not compromising your dignity. You deserve someone who truly values you, not someone who just plays along when it's convenient. Number 8. She realizes she's lost you forever. Here's the final blow, the one she never saw coming. When all her attempts fail, when every game, every provocation, and every desperate attempt at reconquest doesn't have the desired effect, a painful realization dawns. She's lost you. And I'm not talking about a temporary loss, but a definitive, irreversible one. It's the moment she finally understands that you've moved on, that there's no turning back, that the power she once had over you has been broken once and for all. This is the point where reality hits her like a punch in the gut. Suddenly, she realizes that all the control she thought she had, all the certainty that you would always be there, has dissolved like smoke. She looks at the void your absence left, and for the first time, understands what she really lost. A man who was willing to give everything, but who now has realized his own worth and decided that he deserves much more than she was willing to offer. And that's when the real pain begins. She might try to forget you, might try to move on, but the impact of this loss will leave a deep mark. She realizes that you're no longer the one who begs, who chases, who settles for less. No, now you're the man who knows his own worth, who doesn't accept less than he deserves, and who had the courage to turn the page. And what's worse for her? Knowing that she'll never find someone who loves her like you did, who values her like you did. But now it's too late. You've moved on, and there's no more room for her in your life. This is the truth she will have to carry with her. She lost you, not temporarily, but forever. This is the final point, the closure she never expected. And you, firm in your decision, move forward, leaving behind someone who didn't know how to value what she had. The game has changed, and now you're the only one in control of your destiny. And her? She'll have to live with the certainty that in losing you, she lost something she will never be able to get back. This, my friend, is the power of knowing your worth. So, we've reached the end of this journey, and the truth is undeniable. The power has always been in your hands. You just needed to realize it. When you decide to step back, when you choose to stop chasing, the game changes completely. And in this process, you not only discover the true face of the other person, but also your own strength, your true value. You understand that you don't need to beg for attention, that you shouldn't accept less than you deserve, and that you're capable of moving forward without looking back. The truth is, by valuing yourself, you create an impact that resonates powerfully and definitively. The masks fall, the games are revealed, and you emerge stronger, wiser, and with a clarity you never had before. Now, who controls your destiny is you. Who defines your value is you. And who decides who stays or leaves your life, guess what? It's you. So, move forward with your head held high, knowing that you've done what many don't have the courage to do. You chose yourself. If this video helped you see things differently, don't forget to leave your like, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more content that gets straight to the point. No beating around the bush. Remember, the power to change your life is in your hands. Keep going strong on your path and see you in the next video.